Niche.com recently rated Greenville County as the #1 place in all of South Carolina to raise a family. As someone who's currently raising a family here in Greenville County, I would absolutely agree with them. There's a lot of phenomenal things about raising a family here in Greenville. I want to share all of those things with you, talk through this report, and so much more in this video. Hi, I'm Evan Whaley, your favorite Greenville realtor. As I already mentioned, I am personally raising a family here in Greenville County. My wife and I relocated to the upstate several years ago, and I've helped several clients who also have families relocate to the Greenville area who've also found the same thing. What we really love about Greenville and our personal story is that my wife is originally from Pennsylvania. She is used to 4 seasons. She loves the spring. She loves to see the leaves change, the leaves come back on the trees. She loves to have a little bit of a colder winter. I'm originally from South Carolina, kind of the middle of the state. I'm used to hot, humid climates. And we also just really wanted to make sure we found the right place for us to plant our roots and really just build our family around. We visited several different places. We ultimately landed on Greenville. At first, we really fell in love with Greenville for us. We found that it was a super friendly place. We made a lot of friends. There was a lot of really great restaurants, what we really loved. There was a lot of great parks. There were so many things to do here. We really loved that. But we also, when we were thinking about Greenville for the future, we knew that there would be a lot of things that were really great about raising a family here. Currently, as of filming this video, we have a 3-year-old and a 10-month-old boy. So we have a very active family. We've got boys that are always on the move. Both of our kids very much like to be active as much as possible. We found that we never run out of things to do with our kids. Our oldest really loves the parks. We drive by, and as we're driving through town, he can point out every park in the area, which is pretty amazing because there's a lot of them. But there's so many parks that are nearby, and there's so many different types of parks that you can go to and have different experiences that I find that people with kids will really enjoy that. Greenville really does cater towards this family lifestyle. There's some other fun things to do, like when you're downtown, they have a little game where they have mice everywhere, and you try to find all the mice on Main. There are several different family-friendly restaurants. They do a lot of family-friendly events downtown. They do like a Christmas parade. A lot of the neighborhoods will cater towards family events, whether the neighborhood has a pool or whether they do a 4th of July event, whatever it is. I find that a lot of neighborhoods do that. The housing is very affordable here from a national perspective. Of course, housing has really gone up like it has everywhere in the last few years, but from a national perspective, Greenville is still very affordable. We have a very good and thriving job market here with a lot of opportunities, a lot of big businesses that have been created here. Our kids are not at the age where they're in the school system yet, but as you can see from the niche rating of an A, the public schools are highly rated here in Greenville County. One of the really great things about Greenville is that there's around 500,000 people that live in the county, so it's not a massive city by any means, but you have a lot of different options. And as you can see by the niche rating, there's a lot of diversity here. There's diversity in food, there's diversity in people, there's diversity in cultural experiences. So your kids are going to get exposed to a lot of different things, and they're going to meet a lot of different types of people. I think a lot of that has to derive from Greenville has a thriving art scene, it's got a thriving cultural scene, it's got a thriving culinary scene, it's got a thriving business scene, which has a lot of international business opportunities where people relocate here to the upstate due to BMW and GE and several other large companies that are in the area. So that really creates a well-rounded experience for kids. There are 7 things that niche rated as an A. The first is they rated an A+. The highest rating is that it's great for families, due to all the reasons I've already mentioned in this video. One of the things I haven't talked as much about in this video is the health and fitness. That's something that niche rated as an A. When we look at the health and fitness here in Greenville, not only are there great gyms to go to, there's tons of those. The YMCA is very involved here. We have a lot of different kids sports leagues. There's a lot of ways for adults and kids alike to go out and be active. One of the prime jewels of Greenville is the Swamp Rabbit Trail. Another one is Falls Park. You have the opportunity there to really go in both of these areas and have a great workout experience. If you want to walk, you can. If you want to ride your bike, you have that opportunity. You have so much that you can do to really be active and just get outdoors. Beyond those things, we have several parks, as I already mentioned. We have a state park called Pierce Mountain, where you can go mountain biking, you can go hiking, you can even go kayaking. So there's just so many different ways, and depending on what you enjoy, to be active and live a healthy lifestyle. The housing, as I already mentioned, is very affordable from a national perspective. And I've talked about how it's great for families and all the outdoor activities. So Greenville really is a great place where you can have a well-rounded experience for everyone in your family. Now, there is no perfect place. Let's talk about the downfalls because I want you to make a wise decision if you decide that Greenville is the right place for you. The thing that was rated the lowest was the commute. The commute was a B-. So let's talk about the commute a little bit more in depth. I've talked about this in previous videos, but overall what's happened is Greenville's grown a ton. Of course, growth creates some challenges. And the biggest challenge that Greenville's faced so far has been infrastructure. The great thing that I'm excited about is that the city does have plans for this. The city rolled out something called the 2040 plan, which I've talked about in the past. But basically, if we look at that overall plan, what they want to do is they want to be prepared for the growth that they're already expecting. And they want to keep Greenville the same great place that it's been and make it even better in the future. Which, from what we've seen from the city officials, they have done a really phenomenal job with planning out Greenville and really making it into what it is today. So I have a lot of faith that that will continue to happen. But of course, I've experienced some commuting challenges, so have many other locals, and it's really changed over the last few years. What's happened? We've had a lot of people that have moved here. We've had areas of town that have had more development from commercial and residential than what they originally were expecting, because we've got to find an opportunity for people to move here and we have to have housing for them. So when that happens, some of these roads that were necessarily like 2-lane roads, they weren't expected to house the amount of traffic that they have. So the city has had to come in and the county has had to come in and they've had to do studies and figure out what areas bottleneck the most. And there are areas that are worse than others, and there are some areas of town where you wouldn't even really experience traffic. I've had people that have relocated here from major cities and they laugh at me when I say that there's traffic here because they think that that's a ridiculous statement. And then you have other people who move from smaller areas that do feel like the traffic is a big concern from them. I do find that's pretty subjective, but I do love that the city is working on it. They have plans for it, and they know that they need to fix the issue. The other thing that I love is we have two major interstate systems. We have I-85 and I-385. We also have a toll road, which is 126. The great thing for Greenville is since it does have these interstate systems, they have an ability to solve this traffic and commute issue in the future. You know, when you don't have something like this, I've been in several other places in South Carolina, it makes it much harder when it's just roads connected and stop signs and street lights and all of that. So if you have an interstate system, it can make traffic flow more freely. It's just getting people to those interstate systems is going to be the biggest challenge that the city's working through right now. So overall, as you can see, Greenville County is a great place to raise a family. It's the #1 county in all of South Carolina to raise a family. Hopefully, as you've picked up from this video, I love raising my family here. The data shows that it's a great place to raise a family. So after watching this video, I'm curious, what are the questions you have about raising a family here in Greenville County? Drop a comment down below. I'd love to answer and be a resource for you.